So today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. In the last episode we saw more colonial expansion, as well as the Germans taking over Brazil. We also had a union form up over here in the Balkans, which definitely isn't copied from any other channel. And the Lime team also established a colony down here in South Africa. If you like what I do, make sure to subscribe. I do a lot of this content, so yeah, just get straight into it. Starting over here in East Asia, we also, I don't know if this is the last video, yeah, China did invade this country just to establish a sphere of influence. Let's look at the sphere of influences, I'll show them now. Anyway, as you can see here, these sphere of influences are quite weird around this area. We have China kind of having influence over this Myanmar country. Japan's meant to have influence over these guys. I don't know why that's not true. But yeah, we have them influencing this Thailand country here, also over Bangladesh and the Central Asian nations. And then Japan has a lot more of a bigger sphere of influence, simply because they are just bigger as a country in general. They have a lot more kind of colonies, and also they have Alaska over here, I suppose, so you could add that in as well, but yeah. Anyway, that's a sphere of influence layer, but now we see something quite big happening over here, as for some reason Vietnam is going to join up with the Six Star Alliance, also known as Japan's East Asian Alliance, and China is like, whoa, because they say, we're surrounded on loads of sides here. If you get these guys to join, it could be even worse. So I think we have a right to respond here. And that's exactly what they do. As they join the Diamond Alliance, surprisingly, this is a weird decision made by, considered, because these guys are mainly a European alliance. And now China's joined their alliance, and they're definitely the strongest member of this alliance now. But then we see the Thailand country also join up with the Diamond Alliance. They are pretty much like being like fully influenced by China at this point. And China is like, oh no, Japan's like, oh okay, this is a bit weird. As they will kind of start to, I guess, kind of have better relations with the Triangle Alliance members, because they have a mutual enemy now in China. So yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it? China, there's now the, I guess, big conflict is going on over here. It's kind of reaching over to Asia now, and it's not going very good. But yeah. Anyway, coming down to Persia again. If you remember a few episodes ago, we saw the return of Green Persia, even though old Persia was green, but this is proper Green Persia, OG Green Persia. If you remember, that government did fail. There's a reason it failed, because it just wasn't very good. Kind of like what happened with the French Revolution and Napoleon in a way. The people are going to kind of, thing. But they're kind of going to get, they're kind of going to get a similar guy before to try and bring back the old government, because they actually like the old government. This new government is kind of just like what the French were in a way. But yeah. So there's going to be a new rebellion start off in Persia. But we have the Blue Persians technically coming back and based around the city down here. There's also this one, which is the main one. This is being funded by some other countries. I'm going to kind of reveal who they are now. Mainly this is China trying to fund these guys. So yeah. You could say this is a proxy war, but not really. As the red team ain't really going to care. So these Blue Persians are basically going to be able to do whatever they want. And yeah, it's not good. The Green Persians are not very strong. I mean, they just had an episode to kind of solidify themselves. They are about 50 years, but the government hasn't really, there's not enough nationalism in the nation yet. So what we're going to end up seeing is Blue Persia basically take over a lot of the nation, but they have like decent enough defense, so they're not going to be able to break into this region here. But Blue Persia is going to be able to basically move out around here and take the rest. So yeah, Blue Persia now pretty much takes the rest of this land, and we're going to take a look at a peace treaty because they're not able to break through here, and they'll decide to just become a whole new country. This peace treaty similar to this happen as the Blue Persians are back, taking all of this land, and Green Persia is now quite sad and changed its border a bit. But as we can see here, the border has been shifted a bit, but Blue Persia is back. But Blue Persia is going to have their capital right here, and yeah, they're back. Anyway, over here the Germans are kind of exploring around these Canadian island areas and just doing well. They'll but they'll explore a lot of these. I mean, it's cold, but they finally decided to get some nice gear and start to explore some of these islands. It's frozen, but they're able to push some people to do it. And they take over all of this really big one here, along with a few smaller ones around here. As you can see, they take over quite a lot. So yeah, the Germans are really getting into colonizing at the minute. They've colonized Greenland, and they're going to expand their Brazilian colony now. So first they're going to do a bit of exploration around the coast, and also going a bit more deep into the Amazon. I know it's the Amazon, but who actually cares? But they're just going to explore They're kind of getting quite good at exploring South America now. And yeah, this is going quite well for them. I'm going to see some new borders be drawn here. But we see the, not Brazilians, the Germans take over this land here. Uh, they have not done very well. The Portuguese are also going to take a bit of land. We have Portugal taking over all of this land here, and the Germans taking all of this. And Germany kind of don't want Portugal to expand more into South America, but hey, they're probably going to because it's just like the only land they really have left to expand into, except for the north, which we're going to show a bit of now. See the Portuguese take all of this land, and they agree to not colonize any more into North America. They're going to leave this whole thing alone now. They're going to decide this is going to be their final expansion, and people will kind of respect them for it, weirdly enough. Now we see the French are going to take all of this land here, taking over this Canadian lake as well. It's starting to get quite cold, so yeah, so exploration is going to kind of ramp down a little bit around these areas, but they're going to take a little bit. With the British now, they take all of this land here, and yeah, it makes them look kind of, I don't know, they take over pretty much all of Hudson Bay area, and they now have a pretty sizable couple of colonies over here. They also expand into the rest of Quebec, which is kind of crazy. But the British are very good at colonising at the minute. They are, just like real life, a pretty country that's investing in colonising. So yeah, you can also call these guys Yorkshire if you want to, but I don't know. Anyway, now coming down to the red team, we're actually going to see a union. This orange country hasn't really set themselves up pretty well, so what they're going to do, they're going to join up with the red team. This is because their economy kind of just ain't doing very well. And yeah, so they're just going to do that. We're going to see a similar thing happen with this country, but they're not actually going to be joining up with the red team. They're going to be joining up with the blue team. That's because they just hate the red team a bit more. I don't know why, but yeah. The red team expands while not doing anything, but then something quite interesting is going to happen. And that is the joining of Caspia into the Economical Alliance over here, as Caspia will decide to join this thing. And yeah, it's kind of going weird, because these guys are starting to become allies now, despite the fact that they have a very big historical beef. Also have this purple country here deciding to join up with it. So yeah, that's quite nice. But hey, pretty nice, I guess. Anyway, a bit less, enough of it's over here. As now we come over to Africa, as some more stuff is going to be going down with the rivalry. As the Portuguese are going to get word from this country that the Germans have a colony, they let something slip, and yeah, now the Portuguese know, and the Portuguese are really mad at the Germans, like, what are you doing in our continent? Awful voice crack, but okay. But the Germans are going to say, they said to the guys before, if you tell anyone about this, then we're going to cook you. And the Germans are like, yeah, you broke a promise, so you're going to get invaded. The Germans will invade into the yellow country and start to take it over very quickly. But then the Portuguese are going to get involved and make a small landing over here and take over the rest of this. So now we have this country being split. We'll see Germany getting this land down here, Portugal getting this land up here, and these guys now are proper enemies. And then we end up seeing something like this happen as the Portuguese take all of this, and the Germans take the rest of this down here. So they are now connected up their colonies, and they have many borders over the world in South America over here. And actually, I've just noticed something. All these countries kind of have colonies at a similar latitude. I don't know how realistic that kind of is, because, you know, there'll obviously be currents pushing these guys more down south, so the British Union would probably have, like, Florida and stuff, but they don't. So I'm not sure how, this, or realistic this is. And everyone hates Caspia. Anyway, over here now we have the, all the rest of Central Asia going to get kind of filled in. So we're going to divide it something like this, with a green team being born in the middle. We have this red country here getting the least land, being only this. We have this brown country probably getting the second least. Then I'd say it's probably India with the next least. The next least. China probably has a bit more, maybe a bit less, I don't know. Then it's probably this blue Persian country here. Then it's maybe the yellow team. And then blue Persia's actually going to get quite a lot. Do they call these guys a Persian country? No, they're like a Central Asian country. And then Bangladesh is going to get the most out of it. No, Bangladesh is going to get the most out of this somehow. They gain a lot of land, actually. And I'm just going to give these guys one city because they're in the middle of the Himalayas. Actually, no, I don't know. So now they look like this with more cities, and yeah, we finally have Central Asia getting filled in. I'm gonna say, I don't know why, but with Wixer borders, like, they kind of look bad when you first see them, and after a while you start to get used to them. So this may look bad at first, but trust me, in a few episodes it's gonna look fine. Just because you get used to it over time, and I actually don't like how Bangladesh looks, so yeah. That looks a bit better, I think, so yeah. Anyway, coming back down here to Africa, we see this continent getting a lot more colonized in the recent years. We end up seeing a country, or the French country actually, make a landing in this Angolan nation here. They'll quickly work around to encircle the capital. These guys are decently strong, so yeah. Then have them working across the coast over here, kind of going up and around like this. The rest of this country is quite barren, so they'll just be able to quickly like capitulate it. And the rest of this is going to fall over to the French, and yeah, this country's now gone. In this peace deal, the country is wiped straight off the map, and yeah. And then we strangely enough have Japan moving across the Indian Ocean and making a landing over here in a bit of Madagascar. They're not going to take the whole thing. They're just going to take a little bit of it. I'm breathing a lot of them, I don't know why, but they're just going to take a little bit of the this part of Madagascar. Then with colonization, we're going to see them, they know about a bit of Australia by now, obviously, as you can see here. They're going to start really exploring not just Australia, but all these oceanic islands over here. At first, they're just going to stick to these islands and kind of just like explore them a lot. They go down into these ones, they go and discover Fiji, and they don't quite discover New Zealand yet. But they're going to come into this Australian area and start to discover a lot of this. And there's creatures here, like there's weird kangaroos and stuff they're finding, and they don't know how to react to them. We do have the Australians, or not the Japanese deciding to colonize the rest of Papua New Guinea, and yeah. They also have them making a landing down here in this area. They also colonize this over here and meet up around this area. We have the Japanese colonizing all of this northern Australian land, and they're getting closer here. Then we have the Line team sailing across the Indian Ocean now. They know about parts like over here, and they think they kind of think for some reason that they've hit like over here in the Americas for some reason, and they think, I don't know, they just think they have. I don't know why they would, but they just think they have, and they're going to start to explore a bit more of Australia, and they realise this is not America. They decide to colonise it anyway, as they set up a small colony in this area of Australia, and will start to extract resources, even if there is even any from it. And then moving up from that now, we come over here to this Swiss country, as they're going to be getting jumped. Albania. The Italians really want them to join the alliance to the point when they're not going to attack them because, they're sending loads of money to this country, but they're still deciding not to join. The Swiss country, they do want them to join, but they don't have, not a Swiss country. I don't know why they call them a Swiss country, they just look like Switzerland for some reason. I don't know why. I just think they are. They're like Hungarianish, like maybe Romanian, but they just look Swiss, so I'm just going to call them the Swiss country. But they want these guys to join the alliance, but they're still refusing. But unlike Albania, they don't have the importance of them. So, invasion, the people are going to start invading this country, and yeah, it's not very good, is it? Over here, seeing this, the Triangle Alliance is going to act quite fast to try and save this country, actually capturing the capital of Switzerland, and then they will share the rest of Switzerland between the two pink countries, which I'm going to change the colour of that other one here. Just because it looks too similar, so yeah, let's take a look at the peace deal. Now we see the Swiss country, which is not Swiss country, as I said, but I'm just going to be dividing up, calling it Swiss country. Also, these guys turned dark red and also decided to give this exclave over to this country for diplomatic methods. We see this portion of the Swiss country being given over to the dark red country, and the pink Romania, the Romanian Union is going to get all this. And the rest is going to be given over to the Hungarians, also the Slovakians, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, pretty cool stuff happening in the Balkans. Anyway, now coming down here to North Africa, we're going to have another bit of African colonization in this video. There really is a scramble for Africa already, but not quite yet. As the first thing, actually, we're just going to have the British Union making a landing over here in Nigeria. That's all that happens first. So yeah, they're just going to take a bit more of this. Anyway, now looking at here, I've already done the introduction, but coming now into North Africa, we see the, entire Diamond Alliance invade into Algeria. We also have the Tunisians invading at the same time. I know the Lime team make them invade because they don't feel like it, so yeah. But the Algerians pretty much just getting squeezed across this coast over here, as they will kind of come around and do this. And Algeria is just getting, I don't know. But we eventually see them pretty much surrender, and the occupation zone looks something like this. Anyway, seeing this now, we see the Portuguese get this, and the Tunisians get the rest. Algeria, for the second time in history, has been removed from the world map. Anyway, coming down here to Italy, we see, once again, the Sicilian Rebellion still coming back. we have them actually doing quite well at first. That's because they are maybe being funded by the but no one's going to find out about it because I said so. But in the end, they are going to get a bit crushed as the Italians are just going to come down. But they're going to start to do something quite controversial as they're getting really, really annoyed. And that is starting to diminish and just kill and just cleanse the population down here of the Sicilian religion or ethnicity. And this is going to cause a lot of countries to start to hate, or not hate, but start to have second thoughts about the Line team. The entire Triangle Alliance will condemn this. The Russian Alliance and them, Sweden, will also condemn this. The Arabians, all of the countries down here, will condemn this. Egypt will condemn this. Albania will heavily condemn this. We have Japan condemning this. And weirdly enough, Portugal will condemn this. Anyway, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I have had a blast making these videos recently. They have been really fun to make. I hope you guys have been enjoying them as well, because I think this is the peak era of Wixo. And I think I said this in the last video, but I'm going to say it again. There is going to be some big changes happening to this map very soon. Not in the way of like the map change in general, but there's going to be there may be a big event happening soon, which is going to affect the rest of the series. But yeah, like I say at the end of every video, make sure to subscribe in case, just if you like this content, because I will do more of this. I am doing more of this. Not I am. Well, I can't speak. But if you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe, because I do lots of content like this, and there's quite frequently as well. So yeah. But anyway, once again, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.